Hello, this is John Kitchener, personal color and style consultant, speaking to you from my office located near Atlanta, Georgia. And I've just completed another virtual color analysis for a client, Elizabeth, who is in Denmark. And again, to do a virtual analysis is a very complicated process. Initially, the client sends me digital photos taken of them in bright, direct morning sunlight, and then I read them on my MacBook Pro, which is calibrated to noon daylight. Mac or the Apple computers have the best monitors available, and the preciseness of calibrating the monitor to noon daylight is essential for accuracy. What we have here is a custom personal color palette, and what it is, it's all fabric. And fabric is really the best way to read clothing from a color. Paint samples are a little too flat to really render, or even printed samples are too flat to render the comparison between fabric and a flat color. It's better to do the reverse, and that is choose fabric first and then find paints that work from that fabric. This is a gorgeous palette. Elizabeth has in her skin tones a strong amount of red, oranges, and yellows mixed with layering, which again changes the whole effect of a person's palette. Everybody's unique and different. I've done identical twins and even found they were slightly different in coloring, which is quite fascinating. But let's talk about the moods of Elizabeth's colors here. Years ago, when we first started in 1964, we had different names for the colors. And at that time, the strongest colors were then called the dramatics. And dramatic colors have the most contrast with the person's coloring, and they dramatize and intensify your coloring. We changed that term to powerful in 1999, and the greens begin the most contrasting effect with her coloring. They go to blue greens, they go to the turquoise blues, then finally end with the blues. These don't have as strong a commanding quality as the greens with her particular complexion. Again, the colors that are given here on this upper layer can be worn in any amount. For a woman, they can be a coat or a dress or simply a blouse or scarf. These two pages are very, very interesting. What we have here are the golds and the yellows and the deep yellow greens and the lighter yellow greens. This is most interesting because they are the same hue, but their moods are completely different. So if I change this around, take this out, put this here in this order, and if you put the lighter yellow greens with the lighter yellows, this is more harmonious and consistent. And so what you have here, the lighter versions of these colors are these, which are the playful colors. And playful colors are lighthearted, sporty, enthusiastic, fun, upbeat colors. So again, casual wear and sportswear in these colors. These are slightly subtler in feel, and they're deeper usually. These are called the sophisticated colors, and sophisticated colors are elegant in communication. And again, which is consistent with this green and this green, the greens here begin her sophisticateds. They go into the golds, they go into the yellow oranges, the red oranges, and finally her range of plums. Now these plums are very consistent with the warm tones in her skin. With the red, orange, and yellow tones that are actually within her skin and the layering that she has, these work very positively, but the blue purples are dreadful on her. So lavenders, periwinkles, royal purple are just completely negative. In fact, if you look at the blue here that's here, ends right here in the Munsell system. We call this 10 blue, which is a blue usually found in Turkey or the Middle East. Rarely manufactured in the Northern Hemisphere. This is, or at least in Europe and the United States. So this is the end of her blues right here before her skin tone really starts changing color. Again, the idea here is that you wear the colors don't wear you. And that's the idea about being in harmony. The reds over here are her romantic colors. These are her most feminizing colors. And this first page here are these very stronger reds. Again, there's a brown base undertone to these colors, and they elevate a little stronger as they get down towards the oranger side of red. Her corals are her versions of pink. She could not do any shade of pink at all. Again, with coloring like Elizabeth's, anything like pink or periwinkle or light colors have a tendency to make the skin tone look muddy and less bright. So the idea here is to bring out her brightness. And this last page of reds, which are the brick reds, are the softest communicator of the romantic colors. So page 1, page 1A, and page 1B as they go down in progressive quietness. One of the most exciting ranges of all for any client to receive is their range of eye colors. Now, eye colors are very unique. They're a calm, peaceful, trustworthy color. Years ago, we used to call these the eye extension. And then in 1999, I changed the term to calm, which is the tranquil color, the calm, peaceful, trustworthy color. Wonderful for therapists to wear, wonderful if you need to calm somebody down. It's just a very soothing kind of color, not only to the observer, but it will have that effect on you as well. These colors are the understated colors. This is the beginning of the neutrals. Here she has a really dark plum into deeper reds and into a beautiful rust color. All of these are based on the plum here, the red here, and the orange here, which are these darker versions of those earlier colors. She had no navy. The navies were very, very negative. Most navy is an indigo color, which is a purple blue, and again, that purple blue is not positive at all for her coloring. But she had some wonderful leaf greens and these wonderful olives. There's one fabric here we love to call that the Komodo dragon, which indicates that some of the different leather type fabrics I've included in her fabrics. There's another leather brown. She also has a plethora of chenilles, a beautiful Belgium linen, just some exquisite colors here that are just phenomenal. Not the dark, intense, vivid jewel tones of the velvets. Those are too intense for her coloring. But this range is the range of browns that go from very deep brown into kind of a rust or cocoa color. And this is a beautiful gold camel that goes up into a softer shade of beige. Again, these colors are best combined with the brights. In other words, these are pants or skirts, could be a suit or jacket, but then you would want to definitely add a brighter color near your face. She had a terrible time with black. Black was really negative with her coloring. In terms of color combining, I actually wouldn't even suggest it as a pant or skirt color. In this case, she had very dark browns into very gray browns, again, very warm grays. And her whites even were very toned down. These are antique whites and oyster white for half body amounts. A half body amount is a blouse, jacket, skirt, or pants. It's not head to foot white. It's usually one garment worn with another neutral or other color. The last range here are her metals. These are used for accessories and jewelry, and she can do copper, which is wonderful to see. Copper is not a metal that I seem to find on clients too easily, but copper, brass, gold, and silver all worked beautifully for her. And not only that, they worked in antiqued, matte, or shiny finishes, all of them. And even a verdigris kind of greened copper jewelry could be absolutely exquisite on her. So she has some wonderful metal choices for sure. So with this palette, it's a wonderful tool to shop with. First, it's a guide. It's a wonderful tool to shop with. And it does, of course, save you incredible time and money when you do shop. And it also refine-tunes your wardrobe. It also indicates the level of brightness you can wear, which is very essential to the individual. No two spectrums are ever alike. No two palettes are ever alike. It's like a color fingerprint. It's that unique. So, congratulations, Elizabeth. You have a wonderful palette here to work with. We're about to meet discussing your style essences, which are derived from your features, bone structure, and body type, which will add a whole nother dimension to your colors. So it's not just your colors, it's your style essence. and essence is the essential quality of someone's soul or being and how it's expressed on the physical form. This is, again, a wonderful tool, and I hope you have a wonderful time working with this.